Check, check, check. Alrighty, welcome to my channel, Steve with Window Cleaner. Today, what I want to talk to you guys about are some common water-fed pole questions that I get from people who have not used a water-fed pole and are inquiring about getting one or are trying to figure out how to use one and just kind of want the basic facts of, what's going on with a water-fed pole. So what I'm hoping out of this video is I have about 8 questions that I'm going to answer here. I might go off topic a little bit and dive into it if I see reason to. And then also in the comments below, if you have any questions that are not answered in this video, what I'm hoping is that this video can kind of turn into like a forum/thread down below of anybody's questions, and anybody can chime in and answer if you feel like you know it. If you don't know it, please don't answer because you will confuse people. So the first one of the most asked questions from customers and then people who really have never used a water-fed pole, they associate a squeegee with professional window cleaning, right? So with water-fed pole, after you scrub the window with the brush and rinse it with the water thoroughly, you do not need to squeegee off the water. It really defeats the purpose. You really don't want anything touching that water that could have any dirt on it. So, touching the window with the squeegee is not going to be beneficial for you. It's just almost a thing of have faith in the pure water and let the pure water do its job. Does a pure water system use any chemicals to clean the windows? No, you do not need to use any chemicals. You will see at times people use either like a little bit of Dawn or a little bit of Glass Clean 4 or like whatever to kind of break through whatever's on the glass. I've never done that in all my years of using water-fed pole, and I've never found it beneficial. But there are many people out there who will use extra chemicals to break through things that usually you wouldn't clean with water-fed pole, maybe a construction clean or something. But overall, you do not need to use any extra chemicals at all. Just, once again, trust the pure water. Let the pure water do its job. If you're having problems with dirty windows, my suggestion setup is always a Tucker Alpha brush with the boar hair and have the over-the-top rinse bar, and then have the bronze wool attachment with your brush, and that's going to give you a lot of choices on being able to clean really dirty glass. Okay, what is TDS? So every time someone inquires about water-fed pole, really the most important question is, what is TDS? What is your TDS? And which system will work best for you? TDS is total dissolved solids, right? These are not only the minerals, but anything in your water that makes it impure. So basically your TDS, where I live at, is like average around 50. Some other places, you average around 400, 500. That's an extremely high TDS, okay? So what does that mean? Pretty much anything. If you're an infrequent user, or if you're a frequent user, you want your TDS to be really under 100 to be using a DI tank. If you're an infrequent user and your TDS is somewhere in the range of 100, 200, you can use a DI tank. I would suggest getting the largest one you can get, but you will go through resin pretty quick compared to where I'm at, where I have like a 50 TDS. Now, if you're a frequent user, just overall, and you do a wide variety of jobs, you just want to get an RODI system. You're just going to want to do it. Through time, you're going to have projects that come up where you're going to have a high TDS and you're just going to have to use it. There are many projects we could not do with a water-fed pole if we didn't have an RODI system and we live in an area with extremely good water. Okay? How much water do I need to clean? How much water does a pure water? How much water do I need from a pure water system to clean a window? Okay, so really all you need for one pole is a half a gallon per minute to clean windows thoroughly with a water-fed pole. That is all you need. That's all you need as far as the pressure and everything. What a lot of people get into is super high pressure jets, using way too much water. You really don't need it. Now, it's nice to have even up to a gallon per minute. It is nice, especially when going up super high and having dirty windows and to be able to rinse thoroughly. But all you need is a half gallon per minute. The Xero Pure, that's what about it pushes out per minute. The Xero Pure X2 pushes out 1 gallon. So technically, with a good spigot pressure, you can use the X2 with 2 pulls, but you're only going to get a half a gallon per minute. Probably max. In some cases, with a pull, I have found that it pushes out like 1.25 gallons per minute. So you can kind of play around with that, but that gives you an idea, as people always ask me, well, how many gallons am I going to use for a house? It's just, it's kind of here or there, and you could use quite a bit. I know guys that have systems where it's mounted in their truck or their van and they have a tank. Sometimes they'll use less, they can control it a little better, blah, blah, blah. But I would say about a half a gallon per minute is what you're using when the water is on. My other question was, do you need DI or RODI? We kind of went over that already before, so we're not going to go over that one, but ask any questions below if you have anything about that. Can you use a water-fed pole in the winter? It's all determined on the temperature. I've used it in 32 degrees before. At that temperature, though, if you do get in the shade, the windows do possibly ice up. I've had that happen. It hasn't ruined anything, but I would be careful with it. But a general rule is, above 32, you're fine, but just be careful with it overall. But I personally never had any issues with it. I just wouldn't use it in, of course, negative temperatures or single digits or even, in the teens or the 20s. I just wouldn't use it. I would just put it away. You do not ever want an RODI unit to freeze. If an RO filter freezes, you can ruin that RO filter. What brush do you need? What brush do I need, sir? Well, there is full nylon, there's hybrid, which is nylon hybrid mix, and there's also full boar hair. If you're just doing maintenance cleans and it's stuff you're doing once a month, once every couple months, maybe every few months, nylon works perfectly well. There's a lot of guys out there who prefer nylon overall. I find that nylon just doesn't cut it enough as far as getting some of the extra dirty debris on the glass. Next, we come to hybrid. Hybrid's a very good mix because you have good scrubbing power, but you have great glide. Nylon and the hybrid, which has the nylon boar hair mix, is going to overall have a really good glide in the glass. You can use a hybrid for dirty cleans. I would suggest still having like an extra attachment, like a bronze wool pad, to really make that easier for you. Overall, though, if you got really dirty windows, you want to get a boar hair brush. A boar hair brush just grabs the dirt a lot better. You can feel the difference when using it. You can feel it through the pole. It just really grabs it a lot more. But I would highly suggest boar hair with a bronze wool pad for dirty windows. And when cleaning at high heights, you most likely want to use an 18-inch brush to give you more stabilization on the window. That's also important as well. So if you're a commercial window cleaner, it might be good to grab like an 18-inch brush if you're doing 3 stories or over. Of course, hopefully that brush fits the windows that you're doing. If not, a 12-inch is going to work fine. But to keep better pressure on the glass, I would definitely consider an 18-inch brush. What jets do I need? Do I need pencil? Do I need fan? Do I need rinse bar? Do I need MoFlows? What do I need? So here is how it goes. There's 2 types of glass. There's hydrophobic, there's hydrophilic. Hydrophobic does not like water. Hydrophilic loves water. So hydrophobic, you're going to see it beat up. You're going to see, oh, I don't want this water on me. Get this water off me. It almost is like if your car is waxed and the water goes on. It just wants to get off. Hydrophilic, it just calms down the glass like syrup, okay? With hydrophilic, it doesn't matter what jets you use. You're pretty much always going to be good. With hydrophobic, I would say to use fan jets or an over-the-top rinse bar. The best out of those 2, over-the-top rinse bar. Just the least amount of mess around. You really don't want water spraying everywhere. That can bring in dirty water again back into the window, so I'd be careful with that. That's why I kind of talked about earlier about you really only need a half gallon per minute to clean windows thoroughly, because if you're going too far, you're getting a lot of overspray even with the overtop rinse bar. It actually can do more damage than good, okay? That is basically like my most common water-fed pole questions. We could go into, what water-fed poles are best, blah, 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 blah. I've done a lot of videos with Window Cleaning Resource about water-fed pole. I've done a lot of other videos here. I have a water-fed pole playlist. I'll include some of the links to some of the other videos where I kind of dive into, what system is best for you as far as a purification system, what water-fed pole is best for you when choosing your system. Let's see, like what else? Which brush is best. I dive a little bit more into brushes on a video. So I'm going to put all those videos below, but I just wanted to get on here and kind of answer some of the most common questions that I see that I get asked. I didn't really want to go over prices, but let's just go over it really fast. If you're looking at a DI package, you're really looking at somewhere around $1,000 to $1,300. You can get in a little bit lower, but if you want a good pole, you want good hosing, you want a good brush setup, you're looking at anywhere from $1,000 to $1,300 before tax, before shipping. If you're looking at an RODI unit, you are definitely minimally, if there's a good sale, maybe you're looking around $2,200, $2,300, but most likely you're gonna be somewhere around $3,000 to $3,500. Now, how I would say to you, I would say just go for the RODI. If it works out that you can get DI, you can get that TDS down to where it's good to use pure water, then boom, you're ready to go. But if you just want reliability and you just want to feel comfortable all the time, just get an RODI unit. That moves me into actually one more topic that a lot of people misconstrue. How low does my TDS need to be to clean windows spotless with water-fed pole? Technically, if you're somewhere in the range of like even 0 to 20, you're good. I change it over 10, okay? But I would say 0 to 10 is your safe area. 10 to 20, you're starting to get up there. But you can clean with anywhere from 0 to 10 and have spotless results with a good technique. So, guys, that is my common water-fed pole questions video answered Q&A. I hope this helps. Please comment below if you have questions about water-fed pole. Let's get a thread going here. If you have something to add as well after you watch this video, you said, no, I think there's other tips too, please, you know me. I'm an open book as far as letting you guys talk about whatever. Have a discussion below about it. And I hope this video helps, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.